Hello, my name is Russell Myers. Welcome to Issues Unite. And now this is an effective reboot of my YouTube channel. I am going to leave my old videos up, as I have a lot of topics in there that are still pretty valid. And you are welcome to go back and look at the old ones anytime you like. And you can see that my message has stayed pretty consistent. So the old name was And Unity for All. The new name is Issues Unite. So what's behind the name Issues Unite? This is, if you've read any of my writing previously, you know that I have a motto, Issues Unite, Names Divide. The meaning of that is that we can discuss different issues across party lines and come to a consensus. We can agree with each other that we have problems that need to be addressed. Health care, clean water, income inequality, the need to end all the wars that we're in. And we can often agree on what we need to do across party lines. Then somebody throws a name in there. Doesn't matter what the name is. It could be Trump, Hillary, Bernie, Obama, Democrat, Republican, you name it. Any name, as soon as you throw that name in there, it's like a grenade went off. All of a sudden, you got nothing but division and warfare and people not discussing issues. They're just trying to overpower each other, trying to literally hurt each other. We can't do that. So there's no way we're going to solve our problems in this way. As long as we are still talking and discussing the problems and the solutions, we have the chance of uniting and doing something about it. But that's the whole point between the division, about the division. That's on purpose. Look at our corporate media. You got the neoliberal centrists and you've got the right wing. Well, people aren't even watching the same channels that they at the same time anymore. Years ago, you had 3 major channels. So everybody was watching the same thing. And we were able to discuss it. And we had the fairness doctrine. And none of that exists anymore. Instead, it's intentionally divisive. They want to keep us from talking. This, anyone that doesn't agree with you is the enemy. Well, we need to change that. You can't listen to corporate media. You can't listen to a candidate that is always saying, oh, well, they're the enemy. They're always going to have another enemy. And I read a book many years ago called Who Stole Feminism? I can't recall the author's name right now. But I think that this book should be required reading for any serious activist. What the author recounted was that in the women's movement, women were roughly united for many years, trying to gain equal rights for women. Then she saw this change occur. She started going to meetings of like the National Organization for Women. What she saw was they fractured, they splintered off into different groups. Where at one point it was women's rights, well, now you had the division between black, white, Hispanic, affluent, middle class, poor, gay, straight, Christian, atheist, you name it. And it just kept on splintering off into smaller and smaller groups. That's what we're doing. That's what we are doing with our own movements. And if this is an advantage that the Tea Partiers, the conservative right, has for now. But they've already started splintering. Look at them. They're, ask them to define what a real Christian is. And ask them to define what a real Caucasian, a real white person is. There was a leader of a white supremacist group, and not too long ago, and he had his DNA test done. Well, it turned out he had, Jewish blood or African blood, and his members attacked him. His followers attacked him. I don't think he was thrown out of the group, but he was removed as the leader. Yep. So, and the more they find out, and the more you keep on with this, you're going to have Baptists against Methodists, against Catholics, against, we've seen this before. And so trying to find what a real, Aryan is, trying to define what a real Christian is. And, there's always going to be an enemy. We can't go along with that. We need to focus on the issues and find the solutions. And as long as we're discussing the solutions, then we stand a chance of reaching those solutions, doing something about it. Stop letting them divide you. Now, just because I am going to focus on issues here, that is my main goal, doesn't mean I won't be discussing names, because I will take very hard critical look at policies. That's what you need to look at. Stop bowing down and worshiping names. This is not a religion. You're not praying to them. And if somebody else doesn't believe, that doesn't make them a heretic. All right, so some other changes you're going to see. Background is an obvious one. And I'm going to be changing that once in a while. And eventually I hope to have interviews on the channel. And I am going to include some advertising here. This is all going to be affiliate advertising. I'm not taking any sponsors. If anybody tries to tell me to change my message, then I'll just have to part ways with them, because I won't be changing anything I've got to say. If I change anything I've got to say, then there is absolutely a reason for it, and I will explain that reason. So, now, if anybody has something that they disagree with me about, feel free to say so. I have no problem with that, as long as it's put in a rational manner. Soon as it's all accusations and insults and emotional belly aching, I've got nothing else to say to you. I will just depart from that conversation. You're done. And if you make it a problem, yes, I will block you. I have no problem with that either. You can go back to your echo chambers, go back to your corporate media, go back and spend your time in your church. Because this is not going to be a church here. There's no worship going on here. This is discussion. So, anyway, I'm going to end it there. This was just an introduction to my reboot. I'm going to be alternating between writing and with new articles and videos. Be sure to subscribe to my Medium page. Follow my website. It's down below. And subscribe to this channel so that you'll keep up with what I'm coming out with. I tend to be fairly prolific. And if I make enough money, I'll be more prolific. Off of this, I'll be even more prolific. So I don't have any advertisers just yet, but I will soon. So thank you very much. Have a good day.